this man to my left, when they say the legend of Balu, the first time I heard his name, somebody tagged me on a post. This is Daisy Fest, Face the Music 2 years ago. And they're like, hey, you have to book the legend of Balu. Now, my last name is Bala. So I was like, wait a second, there's another legend? What's going on here? And then I started deep diving into this man's music journey. And I started following on my Instagram. And the things that he talks about go beyond music. They go into what it's like to be a musician in a culture, and the things that he unpacks as a human being was fascinating. And I was lucky enough to make friends. I added him on Instagram, and he followed, which is awesome. I was like, yeah, this is dope. So without any further ado, please help me welcome to Face the Music and Open Stage, Balu, the legend of Balu.
So I'm a very different human being. So everything that I might say might be brand new to you, and you're like, what the fuck is he saying? So I'm just gonna start with this. I'm a very energy type of person. So can everyone just move up? Like literally move your seats all the way to the front. I will bring out chai tea if everyone comes to the front. If everyone comes to the front, please. I'm an energy person. I want this to feel like a living room. That's why I talked about chai. Because the only way this is going to work is for you to think this is not a show and we're actually having a conversation. Because I don't do this. So if I'm going to do this, let's make this a moment that we're never, ever going to forget.
That's incredible, man. So the first piece of PR I saw about you, which we'll get to much later, Rolling Stones India. Somebody sent me that link. I was like, Rolling Stones India, and my dude is on the cover, and I felt chills for the very first time. But let's take it back to the origins, because we know you're a Sri Lankan background, but get us to day one. Get us to what it's like, and where did you start, and what's the original origin before we unpack the future.
So this is my first time really ever talking about my life. I'm a very private guy. My parents, there was a civil war back in Sri Lanka, also known as Ceylon. My parents fled from a civil war. I was born in Holland. And then a couple years after, I came to Toronto. I came to Wellesley, Parliament area, also known as Little Jaffna. It was one of the first waves where all the Tamil people came together to seek refuge because of the Civil War. And so my parents have always taught me to find freedom here in Canada. But down the road, I found out that I am from stolen land looking for freedom on stolen land. I'm from stolen land looking for freedom on stolen land. So I knew before I die, I had to figure out what freedom looks like for me.
Keep going, keep going. What age did you come here?
I came at the age, like very young, like super young, like baby young. And then it's so funny. My Little Jaffna was Wellesley in Parliament area, and then also Jameson Avenue was another in Parkdale. Those two places were very highly dominated by Tamil people. It got to a point that I remember there was 9 Tamil people living in one bedroom apartment, and then we were able to have the whole floor full of Tamils, and then I remember a whole building was full of Tamils. And then I remember people started going to Scarborough because they were tired of a building, and they started buying property and houses in Scarborough. But instead of my parents going straight to Scarborough, my parents went the opposite way, and they went to Eglinton West, where there was not that many Tamil people. There was a lot of Africans and Caribbeans there. So imagine your mom, her first language, she started learning Patois and understanding Patois before English. Before English. So imagine the type of Tamil guy, imagine my lifestyle that I came out as. But I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful because I was able to go through a different lifestyle, and I felt like I had a lot of freedom because I didn't have so much people judging me and expecting me. I was just a Tamil guy on Eglinton West, and no one knew how to judge me.
So one of the things that's unique is every time somebody interviews this man, he gets real deep and personal. So today I thought I want to bring your words back to you to help us understand your thoughts. Okay, I came at the age of 14, so I was very much already with a full identity. I'm a Indian kid, moved from Singapore to Canada, born in Chennai but didn't live there. So I knew I was different, but I didn't know what the hell that meant because I grew up around Asians. And then you come to Scarborough, and then I'm like, what am I? Like, I'm not Sri Lankan, but everybody thinks I am because I speak Tamil. I'm not, Punjabi. I don't know that culture. I'm not black, not Guyanese. People thought I was Trini, and I'm not because we're from Scarborough. And so for me, my early identity was really fucked, right? And so you said, my sound is my identity. But before you got to your sound being your identity, what was your identity in your head being a young man in Eglinton West with a mom that speaks patois?
She doesn't speak it. She will never speak it. Trust me. I have a typical Tamil mom. I have a typical Tamil amma. So she will never speak it, but she will understand it. Only because when she was chilling with her friends and going to English schools, she thought that was English. The people speaking patois, she thought that was English. Until we understood that wasn't English. That was English for a particular group of people. And then they went to unbelievable history, to the history of patois, and when it went to slavery, and people had to break the English so black people could talk to each other without the masters ever understanding what they're talking about, because that gave them refuge, that gave them community. So for me, for a Tamil woman leaving Sri Lanka from a civil war and then finding patois, and patois has this beautiful history, it's soul.
So what was the 14-year-old Balu like? What was your identity?
I had a lot of internal racism. I was not proud to be Tamil. At that time, everyone called you Paki. So, hey, Balu, Paki boy, Paki, Paki. And for me, I didn't know how to respond to it because there was nobody like me around me. So I thought that was my identity. And then I found out I was more than just... then I found out that was racism. And then I found out that, it took me a long time to be proud in my skin.
That's deep, man. Make some noise. Come on. We're really unpacking stuff. One of the first things I got to know about you is through the show you did with your father. I've got a very interesting history with my dad. A lot of it is not good. But when I went to your show and you were performing with your father, a part of me was extremely jealous. I was like, man, here's a dude that's connected with the male figure in his family in such an interesting way, being a creative soul. And so let's talk a little bit about your family relationship.
So my dad was always a singer. Like, always a singer. Like, I don't know if you know what Super Singer is, but when Super Singer, it's like this reality show for Tamil people. As soon as Super Singer, new Super Singer, everyone go to Tamil grocery store and get it and then bring it to the living room. And that's not the accent. That's the worst accent. But like, I'm just, whatever, Balu. So like, I remember my dad, every time watching Super Singer, he'll sing like he's the person on the mic singing. I'm like, Dad, just chill. So imagine that's the type of singer he was. He was always singing since I was born. I remember this one song that he would always sing to me. And do you mind if I do it?
Please.
So I found out that I was so ashamed of who I was that when I spoke English, I felt like no one understood me. I felt like I had to speak so much English and break it down so much for people to feel like I had to prove myself all the time. So I found beatboxing. I found beatboxing as a place that I could beatbox and express music, and no one can ever judge me because it's coming from inside, and words judge. Music never judge.
Hey, make some noise. Woo.
So this is what he used to do. So I found out the things that he was always singing. I found out the things that he was singing. Somehow, it was in my brain, and I was able to express it in my way that I found this was my language. So I started beatboxing at the age of 13 years old. So imagine Tamil guy, Afro-Caribbean street, beatboxing with the name of Balu.
That's a lot of identity to unpack, man. Do you remember consciously moving into an artistic role, or was it always there and it just kept blossoming?
But music literally kept me sane. I feel like in the South Asian community, we go through depression, but we don't talk about depression. Sometimes I feel like there's not even a word for depression in our language. You know that? Like sometimes I feel like, can you imagine going to Appa or like anybody, uncle and dad, and be like, excuse me, I feel like I'm going through depression. Can you give me tips? Can you imagine what he's going to say? Work hard, make money, go to school, and your depression will go away. That shit didn't help for me.
That's incredible, man. So this is another thing you said. Music controls my sanity, but also a place where my creative self can blossom, a place where my emotions can connect with music in such a way that it becomes my self-care and my future growth. The two words that stood out for me is self-care, and then the next is future growth.
So I never had so I feel like our families are very traditional. So there's a way that men have to think, the way men have to talk, the way that men have to treat brown women, to the point that brown women have to feel like they have to wake up every morning at 5, 6 a.m. to make sure that puttu's ready every morning, to make sure couscous ready every morning, to make sure hoppers are ready every morning, because that's what brown women have to do. I thought that was normal. I look at Tamil films, I look at Hindi films, and I look at the way brown men, the superhero men, the way they treat women. And because they're superhero, I don't see any disrespect to the way they treat women. Because that's the superhero. Those were the men that I had growing up, looking up to. And I knew that I wasn't them. Because I had a good heart, but I knew, why am I keep fucking up? Why do I keep disrespecting? Why do I feel like I'm a mistake? That's when I found out I need to figure out how to find music and let me find answers that no one else around me at that time could give me.
Make some noise, yeah. Wow. As you're talking, I'm not a musician, but, I come from a creative background, and a lot of the sentiments, and I'm sure it echoes in the room with a lot of us that are following our passion, doing music, trying to understand what is it that we're feeling in a rule box that doesn't make any sense. But you said one of your biggest inspiration was MIA and her ability to unite not just the culture but empower women. What is that impact to you as a Sri Lankan South Asian man who's looking at the impact of what MIA is doing? How does that inflect into your life? I came prepared with some tough questions, man.
First of all, make some noise for MIA. Make some noise for MIA! Because at that time, for a Tamil woman to come out like that on such a liberated tip, she was an unknown identity. People did not know how to respond to her. I had Tamil cousins saying who is she? What is she doing? What's happening? And I found out she was being honest with herself. That's a Tamil woman being honest with herself. So that made me believe that I can be honest with myself too.
Make some noise. So we live in a world where online persona sometimes feels like it's a real persona, and we got a room full of people that are looking at you going, "Man, this guy's doing this thing is at a level where maybe some of you want to achieve or inspired to." How do you talk about today's identity as a truth and what people are showcasing versus how you feel?
Just ask yourself why you're making music. Like literally, ask yourself what's feeding the music. If I don't blow up, what am I okay dying doing? If I don't blow up, I don't get co-signed. I'm not on the biggest, I'm not on a Desi Fest stage. Even though Sats B will make sure you get on a Desi Fest stage.
Look, for the record, my wife's the CEO. Okay, I'm just an MC.
So I'm just saying, like, if all those accomplishments doesn't happen, you don't become 10K plus following, you don't get the biggest likes, why are you making music? Because if that's the fuel, and you understand the purpose of why you're making music, then you personally, I find that you found a beautiful thing that most humans will never find in life. Even the greatest artists.
Incredible truth, man. Make some noise. Woo! I want to take a quick second to give a big shout out to Factor, because without their support, we can't have these kind of conversations and these kind of notes. So,
Not no Ty. Make some noise for Ty from Factor. No, he's not here. It's just for the camera. I'm so sorry.
He'll watch it.
It's for the camera. It's for the camera. Sorry.
He'll watch it. So, I've heard them say you're a great singer. I've heard them talk about your world circuit beatboxing. I know you were doing some dancing. I've saw some Instagram stuff. How do these passions connect for you? And you're on a journey to get into Bollywood from an acting perspective.
Okay,
so listen. I do my homework, man. So I know you're not gonna dance today, but at a minimum, I want you to connect the art form for us, because a lot of us try to figure out one thing that we're good at, but you're flowing between all four amazing genres.
So listen to this. This is gonna be a mind fuck. It was a mind fuck for me. So sorry, mind fuck means crazy. In my head, I was always, okay, first of all, I always watched Tamil movies, and I was like, Prabhu,
Prabhudeva.
Prabhu. Not only are you a superhero, but you are showing what a Tamil man can look like on screen without doing so much disrespect. If you look at all the Tamil actors, look at Prabhu. He's very different. So I found, like, why can't he be my inspiration? Why can't I make a Tamil film? So I started doing music videos, and I started finding out I like acting. And then Anoshni, I did a music video with her. Make some noise for Anoshni. Anoshni. She's a Superwoman's choreographer, but also she co-starred in my second music video called Never Home. And I danced. There was this moment that we did choreo in the music video, and she made me feel I could dance, I could move. So I started taking workshops with her at the Underground Dance Center. So I was like acting, dancing, I'm singing. I was like, why can't I be in my own Tamil film? Why can't I act, sing my song, and while I'm doing it, I talk about my honesty. I talk about storylines that will never be on any mainstream Tamil Bollywood scene. Some people say, Balu, you going to Bollywood? You mean Kollywood. So Kollywood is like where all the Tamil people go. I'm like, why can't there be a Tamil man in Bollywood?
Hey, why not?
Why can't there be a Tamil man in Bollywood? Why is that absurd? So right now, as a Tamil man, singing, dancing, acting, talking about honest, I am breaking stigma. I am breaking racism. I am breaking shadism. Shadism is a spectrum of why lighter-skinned people are always in Bollywood films and darker-skinned people are never seen in Bollywood films. Why do we have the own category Kollywood? I'm here to break stigmas. I'm here to tell the truth, and I'm okay to die like that. Why? Is this the legend of Balu?
Hey! Man, oh man, I'm jacked. I wish I had half the skills. One day I'd like to act in a movie with you.
Oh, P.S. I'm still creating the film. So if anybody that has connections to the Bollywood scene or like making like funders or anything like that, it's a lot of money to make a film. So please, after this interview, come talk to me. I'm not here for the show. I am here to talk about my truth so other brown men can connect to me and think about their lives. That's my purpose.
Make sure you connect with Zara. If anybody's got...
Yeah,
you
I know. Zara's...
hookups.
Yeah, we're talking.
So for the artists in the room, one thing that we're always curious about is the process, right? So if you guys haven't checked out his videos or music, tomorrow's a good day to go do it. Tonight's a good day to do it. But what's your process like? Because you said each topic, you said this, I didn't say it, is connected to an exploration of my darkness sins.
So there's a moment, like every time I make a song, there's a question. I'm going to be performing the song called Never Home. And the whole song is about partnership when you're living together. And how a man acts and how a woman acts. And I just literally went through that song. And that song that I'm going to perform, I was rooming with someone and I absolutely got kicked out. I got kicked out. And I didn't understand why. So I started making the song that I'm about to perform to understand why. Why do I keep messing up? Why do I come late? Oh, baby, you know I'm going through a transition. I used to work at TD Bank. And then I went through this artist career life. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I always said, I'm going through a transition. There's a big plan. There's a big plan. I know I'm following my dreams. Please understand. But I didn't understand that how many years can I say that? How long is that my excuse? And how many people have to be hurt because of my dreams?
I think I've said that to my wife a couple times. Trust me, this Desi Fest thing is going to happen one day. Just trust me, I have to go out
Can
one more
you make
night.
noise for Satsby for Desi Fest? Like, this is 13 years in Toronto. This is not a joke. This is history. This guy's iconic. You don't have someone bringing South Asian representation, and not only, he's bringing cultures together. He's breaking stereotypes and stigmas. So please, again, make some noise for Satsby.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I think a lot like what you said, and a lot of us probably have similar histories. You know, my shows or Open Stage today, for example, you know, the reason why we're not marketing this as a loud party where we want to fill this room up with 100 people getting drunk, that's not the point of it. The point of it is to create a space for everybody in here who's an artist to explore being an artist in a safe environment where we can be open, we can ask questions, we can share our hurt.
We're not back home. They told us to find freedom, so let's find freedom. Let's talk to each other. Let's have conversations. Let's get honest with each other. Let's talk about the hardships. Let's talk about how poor sometimes it gets. Not money-wise, but emotionally. Let's talk about why we get into fights. Let's talk about why I get so drunk and then I disrespect people. Let's talk about that stuff. Because our parents and our grandparents, we don't find them talking about this all the time. Let's figure out what freedom really looks like for us. Because I'm not down to create what's happening back home here. We came here for a reason.
So let's talk about your inspiration. Right now, if we took out your phone and looked at your playlist.
Okay, Music Soul Child, Michael Jackson, Prabhu, A.R. Rahman, MIA, Titanic, Jungle Book, shout out to Balu the bear, Travis Scott, Roy Woods, I love music. I love anybody that's down to talk about the truth. I love it because when you connect your art to the truth, it becomes iconic. It becomes iconic and people can't judge the truth. People can't make opinions on your life.
Amazing. Again, make some noise, yo. That's dope.
Thank you so much. You guys don't have to clap and make screaming. So thank you so much. Yeah, make some noise.
No, we're here. We're here to talk. Two more questions. I know that we want to get you on the mic and performing. Mental health is a huge issue. As artists, we're just starting to recognize that we've always had it, but now it's Instagram hashtags. You know what I mean? And however it gets out, it's important that it gets out. You said through different.
How do you know everything
Bro,
I say?
I do my research. You said through different kinds of depression, I literally became the most confident loner. And when I read that, I was like, yo, that's me too. You know, when I went out and said, why is it that all of the creative agencies out there are run by 50-year-old white men who think IT guys are supposed to be brown? Why can't I build an agency where I get to be creative, I get to be in the boardroom, I get to be a brand storyteller? And they're like, no, where's your creative director? I'm like, you're looking at him. But in going through that, I became the biggest loner possible because I was in depression even when we're successful. And so when I read it, I'm like, man, somebody articulated how I was feeling. And I'm sure a lot of us here sometimes feel the same where we're in a battle with ourselves. And that's probably the hardest battle, the battle with yourself. So how can we learn from the transition you went through, the progress you've done, the place you're in today versus the 14-year-old Balu, the 20-year-old Balu? What can you share that gives somebody here one literal ray of light? And a lot of hugs when you get off stage.
Have two people that you're okay to be completely honest with. 2, 3, 4. That you're okay to show your shame. You're okay to show your fuck ups. You're okay to show your deepest secrets that you keep in your chest and you don't know where to talk to. Just make sure you have that community around you. Because that's the only community that's going to be there when shit goes down. So please have 2, 3 people. Even if I know some of the guys, like my 2, 3 best friends, like it took a long time for us to get honest with each other. Like honest. It's like some things I don't know if some guys can relate, but some things I would be able to say to a girl, but I won't be able to say to a guy. Because I feel like there's less, like I have this thing that I gotta keep up with the guys, but with the girls, I'm okay because girls like honesty and vulnerability and all that. That's what we think. But imagine taking how you feel about like the vulnerability, honesty, and not feeling shame, and you bring it to your guy friends. That's when I started understanding like things can change, and also know that when you go through things that you haven't seen your dad, uncles go through, and you're going through it the first time, it is fucking hard. It is so fucking hard to deal with your demons. It's so hard. So hard. And I'm saying everyone that is even trying to talk about their negative self and their dark self and trying to understand why, thank you so much. Because not a lot of people do that.
I had a mentor. This is the last question. I had a mentor who told me, when you think about how you want to live life, we tend to think about the materialistic things in life. When you think about what do I want to live like from a end perspective, we tend to think about the legacy we want to leave behind. It changes the perspective completely differently when you say, what do I want to die as versus who do I want to live as? So the question to you, as the last question, is when you look at Balu and the impression you want to make, who do you want to die as?
It's a very tough question. No, no. This is Desi Fest unplugged. I'm okay. I'm okay with this.
I'm going to ask you that on the ride home.
I want to die knowing that my future grandsons knew that that I died knowing that I was creating a whole new lifestyle that people couldn't even understand yet. I want to die as a man that was honest till he dies. I want to die as a man that went into music in such a deep level that he was able to find so much beautifulness that no human can ever find or see or feel or touch or smell or taste. I want to be a man that makes Tamil people feel proud.
Make some noise, yo. Make some noise. Look, this is a blessing to be able to open up and discuss. We're not going to hear this man share his soul through a song. For everybody that came out tonight, it means a lot, not just to him, but to me. We are a small ecosystem of people with dreams and visions and hope. And I hope that evenings like this, beyond the network you're going to make, you get to look at yourself in the mirror and ask a question that's going to take you to the next level. I appreciate 100% you being here. Lots and lots of love. Everybody, put your hands together for the legend of Balu. And we're going to let him sing. You guys ready to hear him do his song? Make some noise, y'all.
Can everyone stand up and come to the front? Please and thank you. Is the sound on the keyboard? Just come, keep coming up, keep coming up.
He's gonna come over and make it work.
I don't want to get so like emo and depressive, so I need more energy. Come. Is there a tech person here?
Yeah, it's right
Can we
there.
add the reverb, please? Like add a little bit of majesticness.
Check.
Everyone look at their feet and take 3 big steps. Forward. Keep coming. Thank you so much.
So Nadia, listen, I have to introduce you for open stage.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
this is a different type of intro, and I love this intro. You tell me when you're ready, and he's ready.
Can we put the reverb a little bit more? Yeah, just a little bit more. The volume just a tad. Make some noise for the sound tech. They're very, very important. Every musician knows this.
Yo, we got a great lineup for you guys today. Everybody in here is an artist. We got 7 more amazing artists to go. Make some noise for my really good friend, the legend of Balu, kicking off Open Stage episode 3. We're not going nowhere, man. Anybody that's hating on us, come here, watch the artists, get to be part of the community. Toronto, Open Stage episode 3. Make some noise!
Make some noise for Adrian, also known as Slow Jams on the keys. So I'm an energy person, so he's just gonna set the vibe. If we can just increase the volume on the keys, please. I go by the name of Balu. You can follow me on Instagram at the Legend of Balu. I always forget to say that. My mom always tells me. And living on the road from days to weeks to months, show to show to show, living on my own, not knowing where to go. I've been fucking up from X to X to X, and searching on my own. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, wow, oh yeah, yeah. Laid my eyes on you, made me feel away, and you called me out, let me know what's up, told me not to lie, and you meant the truth. Where you from, girl? Where you from, girl? Laid my eyes on you, made me feel away, and you called me out, let me know what's up, told me not to lie, and you been the truth. Where you from, girl? Where you from, girl? Oh, wow, oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Waking up to her with all these secrets I cannot let go, I cannot hide it. She does not believe, I don't know what to, I don't know what to, I don't know what to say. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Cheers, cheers. Smiles into tears, tears into daggers, daggers cutting deep. Cuts I never felt, bruises never seen, never felt this type of way. She looked the other way, and I never seen her look that way. Yeah. So he's gonna keep on playing. I'm gonna do something cool. So if you can pronounce, like just say it back to me. If I say the pronunciation of letter T, just repeat after me. Ready? So when I nice. Okay. So what if I say double T's together? Okay. So what if I say T and S together? So the tongue hitting the back of your teeth and ending off with S. 1, 2, 3. So what if I say T, 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 S? 1, 2, 3, go. I will forever love Desi Fest. Make some noise for every single person in this day today. If I do make it to the dreams, I hope every single person remembers something that I said tonight. And just know, just please know, just fuck the gimmicks. Fuck the marketing. Just do what you love and understand why you're loving what you do. I'm so sorry, sometimes I get so passionate, but it's all with love. So thank you so much.
Make some noise. Hey, yo, we got a bunch of artists. I'm gonna get my man up here. He's gonna go first, and then we got a bunch of artists lined up after that. So take a quick washroom break or drink break, but we're literally getting going in like 30 seconds. Make some noise for Balu.
And make sure to save love for me. Give it to all the performers tonight. Make some noise!